Today is Lori Meganson, now one of our new graduated holistic pet health coaches. She has completed the certification program, passed her final exam, and is getting out there in the world. So, Lori, how does all that feel?
It's wonderful. I am just so thankful to you, Dr. Ruth, for having this program, and it's just great to be able to offer pet parents some support with holistic care and alternative treatments. It's wonderful. I mean, traditional and holistic can go hand in hand, and there's a whole big world out there for pet parents to learn about what we do.
Amen to that. So, how did you get started in all of this craziness?
Well, I'm a pediatric nurse by trade, and uh, I had a rescue bulldog named Ike. Got him in 2003. Okay, and I knew nothing about supplements or natural treatments or natural remedies for dogs at that point. I mean, nothing. And he was a rescue, and I the late as he got older, I just started learning more about natural products and alternative therapies such as massage and aromatherapy. And I got really, really, really burned out on the healthcare field. I mean, just let's be honest, I was just done. So I decided to start my own pet health business. I went back to school for to get certified in canine massage through Dr. His Jonathan Rudinger in Ohio. Studied under Kelly Holland to get certified in animal aromatherapy, and here we are with you. But I truly, truly wanted to make pet parents aware of things that they buy in the stores that are not natural, organic. I mean, it's labeled. The bottle says, "Oh, this is great for your pet. It's all natural. It's organic. It's wonderful. It can't harm them." And then you turn around the back and you read the major list of ingredients, which you can't pronounce. Now, you're going to tell me that this is all natural? And so I was very
But it's
disheartened with
from a
that.
plant source.
But
Come
but
on.
but but yeah, and hey, the company says it is, so it is, right? And
Yeah.
I got really disheartened with that. And pets can't speak for themselves. And so I wanted to do something truly to help pet parents, to help myself, to carry on Ike's legacy. He passed away when he was 14. He's been gone 9 years. But I wish I had known then what I know now. I mean, the last year of his life, I started reading and becoming more aware. But man, what this course provides to us, not only nutrition and supplements and vaccines and spaying and neutering, all of that. If I had known then what I know now, I mean, it's just a huge awakening. And
But
so,
but but I gotta back you up. You said
back me
Ike
up.
lived to be 14?
He's 14. Yeah, he did.
That's astonishing for a bulldog.
He
I
did.
mean,
He did.
yeah, that's amazing. So you were doing a lot of things right.
Thank you. Thank you. But this is his legacy, and I'm all about educating. I'm all about educating, and I want to, as their health pet healthcare coach, I want to educate parents. I want to say, hey, these are some suggestions that I have. Here are some things that you can do along with your vet. I'm not saying don't see your vet. I'm thinking both can go hand in hand and coexist together, and for a healthy, more happier pet.
Amen to that. So if somebody, I mean, you were fried on being a pediatric nurse, and I get it. That's one of the, I think that's probably the hardest job in the hospital. Because man, those kids are, wow, that's tough stuff. So how did you decide that pets would be the right place to jump to?
So I have a Morkie, Lily. She's 9. I got her about 6 or 8 months after Ike passed. She was going to a doggy daycare, and a ladies in-home doggy daycare. And Linda had her own business called Complete Canine Companion, where she made raw food for dogs and treats and everything, and she sold it at the farmers market. And so Lily was her. Lily was staying with her, and we were talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. You make this. This is so wonderful. Anyway, we were talking. She said, Lori, I really think that you would be good at massage. It started with massage. And then I started working part-time with her on the weekends. I'm seeing what she does, how to make raw food, how to make her treats, so it started from there. And I'm grateful to Linda. Her name is Linda Hilger. I'm grateful for her to this day to introducing me to that way of life.
That's great. So once you got to the final burnout stage, you were already sort of actively helping pets. And then it was a fairly easy transition into a full-time pet business, or how did that go? Did it take a while?
My parents thought I was crazy leaving a job that, I had a weekly paycheck. But there were bumps in the road. I'm not going to say it was easy. I mean, it was hard, and but it was worth it. And like I said, my first service that I started out with was canine massage. And people are looking at me like I'm absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to pay you to pet my dog.
Yeah.
I could pet my dog myself. Why do I need to pay you for that? So getting people's mind around the benefits of canine massage and what it helps and why it helps. And, no, it's just not petting your dog. There's a lot more to it. That was kind of an obstacle to overcome, which I did. But still, I mean, it still has the condemnation, like, that's kind of frou-frou, well, why would I waste my money on that? Same with, aromatherapy, for example, or any alternative therapies. Some people that started with that. Then I make my own line of natural products. So I had my background with the animal aromatherapy certification, and that led me to know, hey, these essential oils are good for dogs, and they help the dogs this way. These essential oils, don't even do it, and don't ever use essential oils on cats. So I had all of that. So I'm like, I'm tired of reading backs of labels that say that this product is all natural and it has formaldehyde in it. So, but it doesn't say formaldehyde. It says DMDH. And, so I'm like, I want to make an all natural product that is truly, truly all natural and beneficial. So having the background of animal aromatherapy, knowing the good essential oils, knowing the good herbs that you can use in products, that led me to that. So, and like I said, I'm all about educating and studying and researching. Then I found your program. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was just, it went from there.
Cool. So last time we were talking, you mentioned you were going to meet a holistic veterinarian in your area, and then
Yes.
also you've been taking your dogs to see
Dr. Katie and I have been playing phone tag back and forth, but my vet, Dr. Chip, he's at Merle's Inlet Veterinary Clinic. So Dr. Chip is on board. Actually, I'm meeting with him next week to take over. Dr. Ruth, he had your crock pet diet from probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, he did.
And that's the one that he gave when I first moved here and took my dogs there. I'm like, well, I'm more holistic and I don't feed, I'm more of a, raw or cooked, so he gave me your diet. And I'm like, Dr. Ruth Roberts, where is she? And this was from Sun Moon in Charleston. So I didn't, at that time, I didn't know how old it was. And so I called him last week. I said, hey, I've passed my certification. You and I need to talk because you need some updated diets.
Right on. Yeah, but Dr. Chip, I mean, he had an amazing story. He had clients coming in that had come down to Charleston to see me, and they're feeding their dogs the crock pet diet, and they're getting well, and all this stuff is happening. So he decided, being a good scientist, that he would try it for his own dog. And I think he told me that something like 2 weeks later, he saw her coat was beautiful. She was feeling better. She's getting up and down more easily. And she's a Labrador, this dog was. And better than that, her lipomas were starting to shrink. So he said, "Man, I'm sold. This is crazy. This is way too easy. If all we got to do is feed them real food." I mean, and so he's one of my few colleagues that totally got it from personal experience.
He
So
is few, and you said that right, few colleagues, because I mean he is the only one at that clinic that is all about doing this, and all about, referring people to me, that need help with, a diet or supplementation or whatever. But yeah, he still has, I think he still has that dog, because we talk about that dog, and you're right, though. He is one of the few that is on board. It's very, very hard, as you well know, to find a holistic vet, or a vet that believes in some of the holistic um, treatments. So
yeah, our options, yeah. And I had another colleague in Charleston, Dick Patrick, who great guy, really fun, lots of just a great veterinarian. And he'd get to a point with certain clients, and he'd look at them, he'd say, "I don't know what to do. Go see Dr. Ruth. She does all that woo-woo stuff. I don't know what it is. It just works. I don't know. Just go see her." And so that was it. And that's part of why I created this program, is that for folks like Dr. Patrick and Dr. Chip that know that there are other options, they don't have the time or the bandwidth to really start to learn them. But what they can do is work with a certified holistic pet health coach so that pet parents can get some other options. So, right on to there. Now, you've gone through, so you developed this line of pet care products, so shampoos and that sort of stuff. And basically you were using essential oils to help, or am I saying that correctly? Essential oils to deliver the right types of aromatherapy for the pets so that the shampoos and the other skin topical treatments could be more effective. Is that correct?
that's correct. For example, in my shampoo, I use lavender and lemongrass, and lavender is very calming. Lavender is a good essential oil to use on your dog. Very calming, but it's also good for the skin. Same with lemongrass. And lemongrass is also an insect repellent. So to use it in the spring and summer, it's really, really good. And I guess what I want to say here is that I literally put with a dropper when I'm making my products. I'm not mass produced. I'm not on a production line. I'm not dumping in 100 essential oils in a product, because I go by the safe guidelines from the National Association of Holistic Aromatherapy. So there are safe guidelines that I have to meet to make these products. So everything is done by hand. So the
That's
thought behind
amazing.
that. I'm sorry.
That's amazing. So then you can literally custom formulate a product for an individual pet.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
It took me a while, and it took me many, 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 many drawing boards, and it took me making product, dumping it out, making product, dumping it out. I mean, just it's been a labor of love, though, Dr. Ruth, and it's been a labor of love for the past five years. And I do it for my dog's legacy, and I want other pet parents to, and I'm passionate about it. This isn't a hobby for me. This is something that I'm very, very, very passionate about, and I want to share that with all the pet parents in the world.
That's awesome. So aside from making sure that the personal hygiene products, shall we say, and other topical stuff are truly organic and safe for use in pets, what are your biggest tips you will start with for your massage clients?
For my massage clients, well, um, you know, I want to number one is make sure that they are on a good food protocol. Whoops, I think we lost Dr. Ruth. There you go.
Sorry about that. I've got a cold. I didn't want to subject
I
you
want to
to
reiterate
gory
what you
details.
bless you. No, but I want to, with my massage clients, and this works well with my holistic pet health coaching. I want to make sure, number one, that they're on a good diet, because I'm going to reiterate what you said from day one in class. It all starts in the gut, and that's for humans too. I mean, that's kind of what led you down this road. So it all starts in the gut. If your dog is anxious, if your dog is itching, if your dog has allergies, whatever's going on, first of all, we need to find out nutrition wise what's going on with that dog. And then we can start from there. But it all starts in the gut. So if your dog is having GI issues, or like we talk about leaky gut, and all these can lead to yeast infections, anxiety, diarrhea, vomiting, itching, whatever you have, and it starts there. So we need to start with nutrition and go from there.
Right on. And how much pushback do you get from folks about that? Because that's right. Because my profession's told people since the 80s, you must feed the bag of kibble. That's the only thing to feed. It's complete and balanced in every bite and all this stuff. So how much pushback do you get from folks?
Well, there are some people that's like, that's just nonsense. Well, that's just, what did you say, hoodoo or whatever?
Woo-woo.
But honestly, I just finished working with one client. She's in Florida. Her dog Blue, he's 4. He had some urinary tract infections and some crystals, but we've changed his diet. He's doing great with supplementation and diet. But a lot of people are looking for that, honestly. I mean, I guess you have a handful of people that call it nonsense, and the other half are like, they're interested in what I have to say. They're interested in knowing, okay, well, that makes sense. And when you explain that to them, and, okay, well, I guess, that does make sense. I used to have allergies to so-and-so as a human, and I would eat this, and this would happen. Well, yeah, the same with your dog. Same with your dog or your cat or whatever. So, I have to be, and I do make it very clear, I'm not your vet. I am not a vet. I am here to support you as your pet health coach and give you some suggestions to share with your vet. I'll be glad to write up anything that you need to send over to your vet, but working hand in hand with your veterinarian, this is how we're going to get your dog to where they need to be and to live a happy life. And, we focus on food, and we focus on nutrition and things of that nature, but we also need to focus on what we're using in our house and environmentally. We need to focus on getting rid of the plug-ins. Don't clean with bleach. I mean, we need to be very aware of what we do in our home. And, so it's a learning process.
Amen to that. And that's the thing, is we can only take one small step at a time sometimes. And then once we take that step and see some results, then we can take other steps and move further forward. But golly, I mean, it's astonishing. And you must have seen with pediatrics nursing, you must have seen sort of the fallout from standard American diet, a sedentary lifestyle.
Oh,
I would imagine it just made it so difficult for many women to have healthy babies. And then,
it incredible. And the last 10 years, I worked in a doctor's office. I left the hospital and I worked directly with the doctor. And, seeing a lot of ADD and ADHD, and we tying that back now to food allergies. Well, some doctors, you're not going to get them to agree to that at all. It has nothing to do with food allergies, and so you have to pick your battles, right? But it just became disheartening to me, and it became disheartening with trying to get kids, teenagers, in to see, maybe they need to see a psychologist. Well, you've got a 6 to 8 week waiting period to do that. Send them to the emergency room. And I'm going, oh, so our healthcare system, I don't even want to get on that soapbox, but, but,
Right on.
you know, that's where we are. But it's a vicious cycle. And, but I'm happy to have this platform. I'm very grateful to you to have this program for pet health coaches, so we can hopefully make it a better world for our pets, and a healthier world for our pets.
And I think what happens too is that people start to see their pets getting better because of really simple changes like what they're eating. And they're like, maybe we should do this for ourselves. And they start to see that they're feeling better. And in some cases, it'll lead them to take a little deeper dive into things in the environment, diet, lifestyle, all of that to kind of really clean things up. Now, when you started doing massage therapy, one of the most crazy things was Michael Daly, one of our other coaches down
He was
in
my
Charleston.
mentor.
Yep. He worked for me at Sundog Cat Moon, and he was doing massage therapy, and he got a lot of the same response. It's, what am I doing paying you to pet my dog? Well, he got really good at it, and he got into the agility dogs. But one of the coolest things I ever saw was one of the doctors in the practice, Dr. Meredith Borakov, who's got a mobile acupuncture practice called Chi on Wheels. He would go over and massage her dog, Greta, who was an ancient Vizsla. We tried doing needles, we tried doing laser therapy, and they would help a little bit, but he would do massage, and Greta would get up and stretch and be great for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, is releasing all the fascia, getting some oxygen and blood flow back in the tissue. Amazing.
Absolutely.
What it can do for these older guys, especially.
I have a client, Nikki. She'll be 14 in February. I do her every Thursday, and actually, I just got back from her massage session today, and we've been doing weekly. I mean, and it really needs to be done weekly. You're not gonna have a client massage that client one time and have any benefit if you only are doing it once a month. But I've been doing Nikki weekly for about 6 weeks now. And she is just doing so well. I mean, she's walking better. She has more energy. She has the arthritis in her hips and so forth. And there are some days that I can't touch her hips, that I need to work on her shoulders because, she's overcompensating when she can't walk on her back with her front. So we massage her shoulders really well. It gets the lymphatic fluid moving. You're talking about the fascia. It opens that up. And her mother's just, she's all about it. She's a really big fan of massage and what it can do, and proof because she has Nikki she's like, Lori, you'll leave and she'll just be jumping around and walking around and prancing around all over the place. And her massage holds for a good week and a half, so
That's super.
It's super. Yeah. Thank you. I agree.
So are there things that you can help pet parents do at home in between massage sessions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell my clients, they can massage them. They can, I always show them what to do, where to work, when I'm there, walking them. Did you know that a 30-minute, like a 30-minute walk, 20 to 30-minute walk is equivalent to an hour of massage?
That's crazy, but it makes sense because of the impact. You're creating lymphatic drainage and movement through the tissues.
And even if you have an older dog like Nikki, for example, Nikki doesn't get out and walk as long as she used to. She can't. It's not the length that you take them, it's that you take them. Even if she takes her around the driveway and back upstairs, she's getting some benefit from that instead of just being sedentary.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, that was for these older guys. Even if people were starting with 2 or 3 minute walks 2 or 3 times a day, they would start to see these older guys start to be more limber, be able to move around with more comfort, not have as much difficulty getting up and down. So it's just that old saying that motion is lotion to the joints. It is absolutely true.
I like that. Motion is lotion. Yeah, and it is. It's absolutely true. It is absolutely true. But I'd also suggest, maybe some supplements that we would want to recommend for them with arthritis, especially. There's a lot of natural supplements that we have, and that you have that I've got I've referred my clients to use because it's again, power of nature is what I like to say.
Amen. And if we can use things that don't have potential side effects, so much the better, especially for our older pets. But one of my favorites is CBD Dog Health. They make an amazing, well, two classes of products really. One is CBD, obviously. They've got several different formulas and that are designed either for pain or anxiety or just flat out really horrible disease. So that's a great option for those of you that are struggling maybe a little bit financially and you're looking at what are the different options that are available. This can be a fantastic option because it's sort of a one-stop shop, if you will. And then the other product they've got available is Vitality and other mushroom extracts, and those have just been astonishing at the mobility, the ease with which pets are moving. And for Hio, we started giving her Clarity probably almost getting on to 8 months now. And she has done so well. Like, she was a very fearful dog. She came out of a really scary situation in terms of she was in a house with over 120 other dogs up in Florence, South Carolina, and had a broken leg and just had all sorts of yucky stuff happen in her previous life. But she'd done well with CBD. She'd done well with some of the other things we tried. But the Clarity, after 2 weeks, she started playing, which was just astonishing. But it's, the idea is that it's designed for cognitive function to help improve that. And it's just, it's so useful. So those are two great places to start. What's your other favorites to kind of throw in there?
I like, actually, I have Nikki actually on Ease. And I love the CB Dog Health Company. Love them, love them, love them. But I have her on Ease, and she just applies it to her gums once a day. I started her off on a small dose and we titrated up, but she's doing great. And I'm glad you brought up this company because it is a great company. And maybe you could speak to, I know we only have a few minutes, but it's very important, the quality of CBD that you use. And I love that in one of our modules, we had the endocannabinoid system that the dogs have too. They have an endocannabinoid system like we do, but there is a lot of CBD out there. There is a lot of junk out there. The most thing that I can say is, please don't buy your CBD for yourself or your dog at 7-Eleven.
And it is sold there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And down here in Myrtle's Inlet, Myrtle Beach, or whatever, every corner has a dispensary. You don't know where you're getting your CBD from. It can have ethanol. It can be laced with all kinds of crap. You don't want to take it. I'm not giving it to my dog. So I appreciate the CBD Dog Health Company because I know that their CBD and their mushroom supplements, it's 100% the real deal, and they have lab testing and certification, so it's
right on. Yeah, that certificate of analysis is just crucial because hemp plants are bioaccumulators, and so if they're grown in soil that's had God only knows what in it, they're going to suck that up out of the soil. And then when it's extracted, that's what you're going to be eating. Heavy metals, all sorts of undesirable things. And same thing with mushrooms, especially if they're grown on substrates that they're really not meant to be grown on. But that's why we love them. We love Angela because she's so cautious and careful in formulating her products so that they are, I really feel, the best on the market and have been the most effective. Yeah, they're just awesome folks over there. But I mean, there's a boatload of things, and I think diet's one of the first things we always need to address to reduce inflammation, keep things moving. C60 is another thing that's really cool. We started using that for Hio as well. She had some back pain and discomfort, and it reduced the number of times we were having to treat her for pain and discomfort with the Assisi loop. It's another great option. So there's a ton of different things out there that have no side effects whatsoever and can do these guys an amazing world of good.
For sure. Absolutely.
Well, cool. Well, Lori, any parting words you want folks to know before we jump off?
I'm just happy to be here. If you have any questions, if you need me to talk to you about your dogs, want a consultation or whatever, I mean, just call me, or text me or go to my website or whatever. I just want to educate as many pet parents as I can about what's available to them in addition to your traditional vet care. And I want, I want to educate them on we have options, we have healthy options, and we have options that can help your dog or your cat live a longer, healthier life. You don't have to be flooded down with all these chemicals in your food and medications that, 10 different medications. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do to help to support and do it naturally.
Amen to that. And if you are interested in learning more about the coaching program, just hit this link that's down in the comments, drop your name, email address, and your phone number in, and we'll get you some more information about the program. But it is definitely not an easy program, would you say?
Oh my goodness. And no, it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was harder than nursing school. I'm just telling you.
Okay. All right.
It
Wow.
was. But it was very organized. We got to speak with you every week. We get to speak to our mentors every week. It wasn't just like, here's a certification program, do it yourself. To have access to you every Monday, to our mentors, to ask questions, to have the modules broken down how they were and all the information, it's invaluable. And I just want to thank you because it's life-changing. And if you're at a stage in your life where you love animals and you want your own thing, your own gig, then I highly suggest this program. I mean, I just can't say enough about it. But I will say, when you're doing your homework and you're doing your final exam and you've got to record 2 videos, make sure you record them.
Hit record. Oh, I know. I was like,
oh my gosh.
no. Yeah. And we've all done it too. All right. Well, cool. Well, Lori, thank you so much for coming back on with us. Really proud of you for getting through the program. And,
Thank you.
And with flying colors too. So again, for any of you that are needing some help, reach out to Lori. She lives in South Carolina. She's already helped somebody in Florida. So this is something that can totally be done over a Zoom call or a video call. So it's all good stuff. All right, you all take great care, and we'll see you